Hello and welcome to a little walk outside. This is to detract from the monotony of my voice. I was thinking that if I show you a bit of variety, it may camouflage the Danish intonation, which is one of the things I'm going to address in this video. There's my cat. Having had the audacity to start a YouTube channel, I've had to see through lots and lots of footage of myself, and one of the things that was a bit of an eye-opener to me was the sound of my voice. Not the sound, if you know what I mean. The type of shock that we all experience the first time we hear our voices on tape. We think, oh my god, is that how I sound? Which I suspect has to do with the fact that we hear our own voice through our own skull, so it distorts it, whereas everybody else's voice we just hear without sort of it passing through our mouth. You know what I mean. Anyway, one of the things that shocked me was the monotony of my voice, the intonation, which of course is due to the fact that I'm Danish. Lots of birds here right now. And my cat, he often shows up out of nowhere when I'm out walking. I hadn't really planned on him being part of this video, but clearly he had other plans. The thing about making videos is that suddenly you're confronted with everything about yourself that you don't normally see. When you see yourself in a mirror, you tend to look, well, you look different because it's from the opposite angle, kind of. And the same with hearing your voice. You're just not used to seeing yourself animated and in motion because you don't sit around talking to the mirror all that often. I've often felt that we Danes need to come with a warning. May sound rude, not on purpose, because our intonation is unlike that of most other languages. So my cat is taking a walk with me, as you can see. What he'll do is he'll look around as if, are you coming? There's a certain point where he'll stop, but until then he feels that he's the total tour guide. Yeah, I'm still here. Okay. Sometimes people see us when we're out walking and he follows us and they're looking like, are you going for a walk with your cat? Oh, there was one of the cows. Maybe he heard it. And the birds. Very keen on the birds too. And there he was again, without my knowing it. Until I spotted him in the background. This is the price of being landed with Danish as our mother tongue. It doesn't matter, obviously, when we speak Danish, we're all used to sounding really bored or grumpy or uninterested or just tired. Most other languages, they simply have more of a sing-song intonation, for instance, Norwegian or Swedish. So we come off as, at best, uninterested, at worst, rude. But we have to forgive ourselves for that because we can do very little about it. Most of us have to spend quite a lot of time abroad to ameliorate our intonation, and I actually have spent years abroad, and for a while I did manage to sound slightly un-Danish, but the Danish intonation has slowly seeped into my system since then. Hi, Findus. Here comes my cat again. Hi. Hej. Hej. Kan du lige med på kameraet? Lige med. There he is. Okay. You can go again. The thing is, there usually isn't much focus on intonation in foreign language teaching. Of course, vocabulary and grammar are more important, but when there is focus on pronunciation, it's usually how to pronounce tricky words like three and through, which means that many of us keep the intonation we've automatized from our mother tongue. But then I thought, what's the worst that can happen? Okay, I can maybe lose a little bit of self-respect listening to myself all those hours, sounding so bored or uninterested or just plain Danish. On the other hand, if my self-respect is tied to only that, then surely it's a flimsy little thing to begin with, and I should just try to overcome it. maybe many of us should try to overcome little inhibitions like that. I mean, I've been speaking for many years till now. That's never stopped me. Hi, Windows. Hi. Okay, so he's not that interested. Not in being on camera anyway, which is fine. I mean, what the heck? We're all gonna die, right? There's a cow behind me. May as well try stuff out before that time. May as well try to push our boundaries. And if it means confronting your inhibitions, the stuff about yourself you don't like, well, maybe so be it. I read yesterday that one of the definitions of vulnerability is to try to tell yourself, I don't care what everybody else thinks of me. That's extremely difficult, but maybe it should be a work in progress. I think also there's something about age in it, this age that I've reached, this advanced age. Well, you tend to become less focused on what other people think. At least you try. And I think it would have done me a good deal of service if I'd tried to do that way earlier, when I was much younger. We're all worried about what others think of us, but maybe we should try to do stuff anyway. The example that I read was that you don't worry about singing in the shower, but you would probably worry about singing on the balcony, because somebody else might hear you, somebody else might judge you. Okay, so I grant him a little more screen time. I hope you don't mind. Hi. Hi. And the cow. I had to say hi to the cow. Okay, so let me show you what I mean. If this is a diagram of different nations' intonation, I don't know if you can see it. UK English, American English, and then maybe Swedish or Norwegian. So this would be something like, oh, I know, or oh my god, or det är inte sant. In comparison, if I was to say in Danish, det er løgn, which means you're kidding. Det er løgn. Or any sentence. Basically, what you have there is a flatliner. So our language is not the most exciting sounding, which is interesting considering that it's closely related to Norwegian and Swedish, and they sound much more beautiful, to be honest. We sound utterly monotonous and bored, but we're not, at least not necessarily. Hopefully we're not boring. So I hope this gave you a little bit of insight into the Danish intonation, and I hope that you'll forgive us for sounding bored or maybe even downright rude the next time you talk to us. We don't mean to. Thank you so much for watching. And look,